Today our study is on Pharmakeia. Is Pharmakeia sorcery? Let's go to Revelation 18 verse 23. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of a bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries, which is the Greek word 53:31, were all nations deceived. I'm going to back up. For by their sorceries were all nations deceived. So let's go to this Greek word 53:31. It's Pharmakeia. Medicine, pharmacy, magic, sorcery, witchcraft. Revelation 9 verse 21. Neither repented they of their murders, nor of their sorceries, which is the Greek word 53:31, which we just read, nor of their fornication, nor of their thefts. Galatians 5 verse 20. Idolatry, witchcraft, which is the Greek root word 53:31. Variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions. Revelation 21 verse 8. But the fearful and unbelieving and the abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. By the way, I'm going to be just breezing through this quickly so that the video stays short. Some of the things and some of the verses I'm just skipping through, but let's just keep going here. The Greek word 53:32. Pharmakeios. A drug, that is spell given a druggist, pharmacist. So here we have the Seducion insignia. So this center pole that we have here, what does this look like? It's the wizard's wand. What else do we have here? A downward pointing sword. What does a downward pointing sword mean? On the terraform.net, which I do not suggest you go to, swords up and swords down. This is the meanings of them. This is by witches that are in witchcraft. Raising upward, it evokes the divine crown of spiritual brightness. But reversed, it is the invocation of demonic force. So what did we just have here? We just had a downward pointing sword, which meant demonic force. It also means death to whatever's below it. In the book, Mason and Occult Symbols Illustrated, we have a page here on the Seducion Symbols. I'm going to let you pause the video, read it. For sake of time, I'm going to go on. We have the Seducion symbol on what's here. This is a very occultic symbol. And here again, it's out of the same book. I'm going to let you go ahead and read this page. Another pharmacy logo, one snake. What do we have in the middle of it? A wizard's wand. Let's go to the Greek word 3097. The Greek word 3097. Meos, a magician, that is, by implication, a magician. Sorcery, wise man, not so wise. Let's go to Acts 13, verse 6. And when they had gone through the isles of Pachos, they found a certain sorcerer, which is the Greek word 3097, a false prophet, a Jew, whose name was Bar Jesus, which was with the deputy of the country, Sergius Paulus, a prudent man, who called for Barnabas and Saul, and desired to hear the words of God. By Elymaeus, the sorcerer, for so is his name by interpretation, withstood them, seeking to turn away the deputy from the faith. So let's go look at this name, Elymaeus. It's the Greek word 1681. Elymaeus, a wizard. Now let's go to Leviticus 20, verse 27. A man also, or a woman, that hath familiar spirits, or that is a wizard, and I'll add witch, Hebrew word 3049, that's the word wizard, shall surely be put to death. They shall stone them with stones. Their blood shall be upon them. Deuteronomy 18, verse 11. Or a charmer or consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard or a necromancer. The Hebrew word 3049, yadoni, from properly a known one, specifically a conjurer, by implication a ghost, wizard. Let's go to Exodus 22, verse 18. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. The Hebrew word 3784, which is a witch. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. Deuteronomy 18, verse 10. There shall not be found among you any one that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch. That's the Hebrew word 3784. Let's go look at this word. It's kashaf, a primitive root to whisper a spell, that is to enchant, sorcerer, used with witchcraft. Acts 8, verse 11. And to him they had regarded, because that of long time he had bewitched them with sorceries. Witchcraft, pharmakeia, sorcery, they're evil. Let's go on. The Greek word 3095, magi, from magic, sorcery. Isaiah 47, verse 9. But these two things shall come unto thee in a moment, in one day they shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thy wisdom, and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee, and thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else besides me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt know for whence I raiseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee, and thou shalt not be able to put it off. Stand now with thine enchantments, and with thy multitude of sorceries, whereunto thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be, thou shalt be able to profit. If so be, thou mayest prevail. What is this word? Sorceries. The Hebrew word 3785. It is kashaf, from magic, sorcery, witchcraft. 2 Kings 9, verse 22. And it came to pass, when Jehoram saw Jehu, he said, Is it peace, Jehu? And he answered, What peace, so long as the whoredoms of thy mother Jezebel and her witchcrafts are so many? And Micah 5:12. And I will cut off witchcrafts out of thy hand, and thou shalt have no more soothsayers. Jeremiah 17, verse 5. Thus saith the Lord, Cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departeth from the Lord. Galatians 6, verse 3. And the Lord said, My spirit shall not always strive with man.